These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. The sounds of tutoring and tech and health and fitness and arts and music. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
To begin tonight's event, please allow me to introduce Greg Bouillers, our Executive Director.
Thanks so much, Jaime, and thank you all for joining us for Youth of the Year. My name is Greg Bouillers, and I'm the Executive Director of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Napa Valley. This year was a tumultuous one for my family and me. I had just taken a job as the executive of the Napa Clubs, and I was struggling with how to get to know my new team and all of the wonderful things that we wanted to get done together. I saw a timeline that was filled with opportunities, but was also grappling with the urgent needs associated with the pandemic and the real life implications it continues to have on my club kids and their families. I usually spend my mornings with my son. His name is Ben, and he's 2. We go on walks, we watch old reruns of The Muppet Show, the good ones with Steve Martin and Rita Moreno, and we play in the yard. But on this particular morning, and unfortunately like most recently, I had a lot on my plate. I had disclosures to read over and approve. I had campaigns to create and review, and a million emails for this or that. And as I'm sitting there clicking through the contract on my laptop in the backyard, I felt a little hand on my lap and looked down to see Ben with his hand up. "The moon," he says as I pick him up. He's pointing to the sky with a smile, and he laughs and hugs me as I agree with him that the moon is in fact there. But my eyes are already wandering back to the computer screen. I feel little hands on either side of my face as he drags my attention back to him. "The moon," he says with far more gravity than any 2-year-old has a right to. And so we both stand up. We both stand there looking at the moon. As adults, it's very easy to get caught up in the tasks and the minutia of life. We're hardwired to work regardless of the value and impact of wonder. And maybe that's the hidden agenda of a child, to inject moments of joy and magic and wonder into our lives, to shake us out of the fixation on reports and remind us that the world is so much bigger than a series of to-do lists. I look at the youth this evening, and I'm just so incredibly proud that they continue to draw our attention back to the rhythm of life, the inclusion of a community, and the spirit of what it means to lead. Welcome to Youth of the Year. Thank you to the staff who help forge great futures every day with their encouragement, their passion, and their care. Thank you to our sponsors who help make this event possible, to our partners who share our commitment to great futures, and most importantly, to the youth, both here tonight at the podium, but also watching from home, who continue to remind us of the importance of taking time to breathe, and in some cases, look to the moon. With that said, thank you so much for joining us for Youth of the Year, and I'm going to turn it back over to Jaime.
Thank you, Greg. So we have an amazing evening planned for you this evening, one that I'm sure you'll remember for some time. Tonight, you'll get the opportunity to meet 3 amazing and courageous finalists. These teens have been fortunate to call the club their home and have grown to become family amongst club staff. Shortly, you will be introduced to all 3 teens and will be able to witness their formal interviews with their judges. I think you'll be inspired by their courage and the maturity of their performance. I also think that you'll find that they're pretty cool kids. After the interview process, you get to hear an inspiring speech from each of the 3 finalists. And later, our judges will have the difficult task to deliberate and choose our organization's 2021 Youth of the Year. To begin this journey, I'd like to introduce our team coordinator, Josh Surgenson. Josh is going to provide you with an overview of the Youth of the Year program and how these 3 teens made it here tonight. Thank you, Josh.
Perfect. Thank you, Jaime. Thank you to everyone that's here tonight. I'm very excited to be a part of this program once again. And so tonight, like Jaime said, I'll be able to go over a little overview of what the Youth of the Year program is and a little bit about the journey of what it took for our our three nominees to get here tonight. Now, the Youth of the Year is the Boys and Girls Club of America's premier recognition program. And every year, one exceptional youth is chosen to not only represent our Boys and Girls Club, but all the Boys and Girls Clubs in America, and will go on to be an ambassador for all of our youth in our community. Now, to be able to get here today, it's no easy task. And it's without saying that this year has been unprecedented. No group that I've seen come through these doors has ever had to deal with the amount of change that this group has. And to say that I'm proud of their leadership is a complete understatement. Now, earlier this year, I was asked by one of our 8th grade members during one of our Youth of the Year sessions. They asked me, what does it take to be a Youth of the Year? I want to be one of them one day. And I simply said, it takes a leader. And she looked at me and said, well, who's your favorite leader? And as a former alumni myself, and now being a part of this program for the last 5 years, I've seen so many exceptional youth come through the doors of the Boys and Girls Club. But when asked that question, I couldn't help but think of the 3 nominees that you're gonna meet just a few moments from now. In a time where the world completely stopped and everyone had an excuse to give up, these 3 decided not to. They continue to show up for one another, continue to shine a light in a dark time, and continue to lift not only themselves up, but their peers, their community, and most importantly, our club when we needed it most. Yahir Rivera Medina, Doretti Rojas, and Rudolph Berrigan. Tonight, one of those 3 will be selected to go on and compete in the competition in March, going forward as our Youth of the Year. But tonight is a lot more than just a competition. It's a culmination of the work of the Boys and Girls Club. And it's evidence of what can happen when all of us come together and do whatever it takes for those who need us most every single day. First up, I'd like to introduce you to our first nominee. He's been a member of the Boys and Girls Club for the last 11 years. He currently is a senior at Vintage High School, and upon graduation, has pursuits of wanting to continue his professional soccer career, as well as pursue a 4-year degree in the arts of music and film.
My name is Yahir Rivera Medina, and I am a senior. The club means a lot towards me, and it gave me a lot of opportunities that I wouldn't get anywhere else. It just makes me happy just talking about it and even being in it. And I find out why it's called The Positive Place. Before I even came here, I wouldn't get enough opportunities to go do soccer or do music. All the stuff that I got, built talents and worked upon was from this place, that's the club. Some obstacles I had to overcome to get here today is a lot of issues that I had with myself, such as self-doubt, anxiety, depression, just a lot of negative emotions and thoughts. So the figures I've had that helped me with anxiety and depression are mostly here from the Boys and Girls Club, as a matter of fact, which is why I agree with the phrase, the positive place. Paintballing, that's a crazy trip. It showed me how everybody was competitive, it was in the mood. It made me flourish to who I am right now. Somebody that's I was leading people, which really reflects who I am right now. Leadership, a lot of determination and hard work. Whenever I mention the club to my friends, I always mention how it really fills up to the name as the positive place. And it's such a wonderful place over here that is very diverse. Just like a painting, you expect to see a diverse amount of colors, different shapes, different forms. I really want people to be themselves, and I kind of encourage that. And despite our differences, whatever they are, if it's different to me, I like to see that flourish into who they are. If they keep hiding away what they really look like in the light, they're just gonna end up in the shadows, and I don't want that to happen like it happened to me. It builds you, your character, and who you are and your passions, and I wouldn't be how I am without the club. As a leader, I like to see myself as somebody that not only just leads the group, as a leader should do, but also does what he does to share the work with everybody. Instead of having myself at a higher podium, I lower myself so I can do the work with everybody. And that leadership, that trait, that all came from this place.
help me welcome Jahir Rivera Medina to the stage.
Hi guys, how you guys doing?
Good.
Good. Great. How are you?
I'm doing good. I heard you guys got some questions. Do you?
Here, what does good character mean to you?
Being who you are is being a good character. Even when it shows like you like something that not a lot of people like, it's great to put it out there because we get to see like something unique, something different about this person. And that's a good character. Big example of the club. At the club, if I can remember, there's this one kid who really, really loved Star Trek. And I was such a big Star Wars fan. And we just have our arguments, our clashes. But what was fun is I finally get to see a perspective I've never seen before. And we have that more. Just think about how artistic our picture of this community could look.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Jair, nice to meet you.
Hi.
What staff member at the club has made the greatest impact on you and why?
It's a tough question because it's a lot of staff that really impacted me who I am. But since you're here for one staff, I want to say the staff you just saw recently, Staff Josh, is a man that really, really impacted who I am. He's always that guy that really flourished, embraced everything. I'm a kid that just wants to play soccer and he encourages that. You know, he like little shoves, some dirty slide kicking, but that's to encourage the competitiveness I was all about. And he always gave me a chance and opportunities to take. And without those opportunities and the chances and the activities, I don't think I'll be up here with you guys talking to you. And that's the staff that really impacted me.
What skills do you think are most needed to be an effective youth advocate for the community?
A skill that's very, very valuable to be a youth advocate. I think out of all the traits that I can really think of on top of my head, I think it's a lot to do with bravery. Everybody nowadays in COVID are so scared to take a step towards a goal, not even expose themselves. And I haven't seen anybody do that in a while. I have a friend who goes by a unique last name with an X, and he's a Latino movement. And what he does is so impactful. Like this guy, bravery, he's been taking risks, making movements around Napa, movements for a good cause. And from that example, you can see that bravery, risk-taking is really an effective trait for what I've seen as a youth advocate.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, I think that was everybody's questions, correct? I think so. Yes. Thanks, Jair.
All right.
Thank you, Jair.
Thank you guys for spending
Great
time
job.
with us. Thank you guys.
Great work.
So next up, we have our next nominee of the night, Doretti Rojas. She's been a member of the Boys and Girls Club for the last 9 years. She's currently a sophomore at Vintage High School. And upon graduation, she has aspirations to one day go to Stanford University and study law. She will go to law school and she plans to specialize in family law. So please join me again watching a video to get to know them before we call her up.
My name is Doretti Rojas and I'm in 10th grade. I would say the way I would describe myself as a leader is a creative thinker and a problem solver. A problem I see that's unfair is how my peers are with their emotional state and their low self-esteem. A way that I've changed it now is every Monday I run a dance class just so they can dance and they can feel that they have some sort of pressure lifted off of them. Just how I feel when I dance, I feel that the pressure has been lifted. Even though we're not always in the dance stage, I can still help them in and out of the stage. Right now we're just doing TikToks and eventually we'll move up to actually make a routine and eventually if we could show it or video record it and then just put it out there. What matters most to me about the Boys and Girls Club is the community here. It's really nice. They always seem to know exactly what to say at the right moment. The family is just a good family. When I was younger, I had a difficulty with reading and writing, and the club has helped me through those challenges that I have gone through. Other people have felt lost and unbalanced, and I'm just here to share my story and let them know that we probably went through the same thing, and I'm here to talk. What the club means to me, it's a place where I have found my rhythm, and it's helped me in my life by helping others and getting help myself with school and my emotional state. I'm really passionate to help others find their rhythm, just like how I found my own rhythm and how I had that pressure lifted off my shoulders.
Hello, welcome. I'm so excited that you guys were able to be here, even though we're not really in person, but I'm happy you guys are here.
Me too.
So Duretti, when Josh kicked off this show tonight, he brought you all up, and what you need to do here is be leaders to become Youth of the Year. And so part of that, we're wondering, who's a leader that you admire and why?
The peers here, they're all leaders to me, especially my candidates right now. I've gotten to know them more over these last 2 years that I've done this. And just by hearing their speeches and hearing how their life is almost similar to mine, it made me look up to them even more. And even our previous Youth of the Years, I've looked up to them when they're talking or when they do something out in the community. So I really wouldn't say there's a specific leader. It's just the group of people downstairs that are the people I look up to.
Hi, Duretti. What issues or topics are you most passionate about?
I'm very passionate about the mental health of our peers. I have had struggle with my mental health, and what I want to do, what the club helped me with was to find my rhythm in my life. And I want to be able to use what I learned here and help other people, like how I do with my dance class. I help my fellow members learn a routine, but just because we're not dancing doesn't mean they can't come up to me and ask me for help or advice or anything. And I feel like the club and the staff here really helped me open up to them. So now I want to make it easier for the kids to open up to me, to let them know that I'm here for them.
Thank you.
And for our last question, Duretti, who played a major role in your academic success and how did they?
Well, Cheza, she was one of my favorite staffs, and she really helped me with my education because when I did hurt my knee, I was very unbalanced with what I was doing because I've gotten my favorite sport, you can say, taken away from me, my dancing. And I felt like it was over for me, and I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to sit there and not talk to anyone. But Cheza really said, just because you can't dance doesn't mean you can't focus on these other skills you're not really good in. For example, reading, writing. I have been struggling with that, and ever since I got help from Cheza, she really opened my eyes saying, use the time wisely that you have. So she really helped me improve with my reading and how to spell better. And just by the time you know it, I saw my grades really just shoot up because of all her help that she gave me in just the matter of 1 year that I was on my crutches. She really had a big impact on me.
That's wonderful to hear.
Yeah.
All right, Duretti, that's all your questions. Good job.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Very nice.
Thank you.
Last but not least, we have our third and final nominee of the night. His name is Rudolph Barragan, And he's been attending the Boys and Girls Club since the first grade. And I don't think he's missed a day of the club since he started attending. He's currently a senior at New Technology High School. And upon graduation, he plans to live out his lifelong dream of traveling and also attending the Culinary Institute of America.
My name is Rudolph Barragan. I've been coming to the club for 10 years now, and I'm in 12th grade. Well, the club means to me a place that people can always come to, a place where you can just come to relax, or a place that will help you realize your goals and help you achieve them. Well, a problem I've seen is something that I've seen within myself over the past few years, is that I don't feel like a lot of kids are finding places where they can be themselves and be accepted, because a lot of times kids are othered within a lot of instances because, you know, they don't fit a quota, or they don't think the same, or they don't have the ideas that everyone else has. And a thing that I've been focusing on is just simply being there for other kids. You know, showing up is half the battle. Well, I've seen multiple kids come and go from this club over the years, and I've seen those kids struggle with school or their home life, and I'm always there for them. One of the biggest obstacles for me is that I've always felt othered, and I felt like I can never stay in one place for too long because I feel like I overstayed my welcome, but that's not always the case. Because when I came here, it's like I could always come every day and something new will always be happening, and I can simply just be here without feeling like I need to go, because they accept you for who you are, and it's not some sort of rat race. Well, a lot of kids face bullying, and it's something that I've seen firsthand. And it's just such a draining event to happen to you or to witness. And it's like being in a box, just separate from the rest of the world, and no one takes the time to look into that box and see who you really are. Like, the club is literally the perfect place for kids, because I can look through my memories. Like, I look through like my experience here ever since I was little to like now. It's like all the problems in the outside world get cut off, and you're just here with your own thoughts. As a leader, I see the strengths within people. I'm the type of person that will look into other people and see their strengths, you know, and see like what they're capable of, and use that for the greater good and to help each other.
Hello, my name is Rudolph Barragan, and I'm so glad that all of you are here. Honestly, really, I do appreciate it. Now I'll be taking any questions that you'll like to answer.
Hi, Rudolph. Great job with the video. That must have been some fun putting that together.
Yeah, it was very fun.
Yeah, I bet it was.
Yeah.
You did a great job. So when you talk about the club to your peers, how do you describe it?
Well, for me, the club has always been there. It will always cater to what you need and help you achieve your goals. And when I tell my peers how the club is, it's a place that you can just go to hang out with your friends and chill and relax. But it's also a place that can give you opportunities like this, Youth of the Year.
Hi, Rudolph. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Nice day.
What staff member has made the greatest impact on you, and why?
Well, I think it would be a staff member that used to work here named Greg, and he used to work in the tech lab downstairs in the basement. And I really appreciate him because all he had to do was, you know, look after other kids, elementary schoolers, and just be there for them, and, you know, go home at the end of the day. But what he did is he saw us in the teen center, and he saw you know, an opportunity. And with the opportunity, he went and helped us in the teen center. He went and visited us and talked to us, and he also showed us his skills in art and design. And I really I love that a lot about him. You know, he could have just went home, but he stayed behind to help others and, you know, helped with their passions.
And for the final question, Rudolph, who played a major role in your academic success, and how did they?
Well, it's a pretty long story. I used to go to a high school freshman year, but I didn't really like the school because my academics were failing in the report. And one day, twins at the this was my freshman year, and they were, I believe, seniors, and they went to New Tech High, and they taught me all about how much they help people and how they do group-based learning and have more of an individual touch when you go there. And they really did help me make that step in order to transfer from my old school to New Tech. And that's when I met a sir named Mr. Dev. He's a counselor, and he really did help me get my grades up and help me, a lot, like, put in the extra effort over the weekends. He just helps me and I help him sometimes, And I believe that if I didn't go to the club, I would have never found my academic success, because the people that were in the club helped me guide myself to a place where I can really succeed in my school. And I don't think I can ever thank them enough for it.
Great, thank you.
Good job, Rudy. That's all the questions for you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I honestly want you to enjoy the rest of the show. Honestly, we worked so hard on this. I just want all you to know that this is who we are. We are the club. I am the club. Everyone that comes here is the club, and I just really want you to know that, because we make the club, and that's all I want to say at this point. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
Good job, Rudy.
Thank you so much.
All right. I'm going to call Josh back up again to help reintroduce the members for their speeches.
All right. Okay. So now that you got a chance to meet all three of our nominees tonight, all three of them have prepared a talk, and in a few moments, you're going to be able to hear them give their speech about their club journey, from where they started, from where they are now, and where the great future they have ahead. So let's just jump into this right away. Let's welcome Jahir Rivera Medina back, as the title of his speech tonight is Developed in the Dark. Jahir Rivera Medina. All right. When you guys are ready. Picture this. I'm scoring goals on the page, on my stage in my concert, playing a jazz solo, hitting a freestyle during breakdance, and at home, listening to 90s hip hop while drawing some cartoons. Then I'm at the club, running meetings for the leadership program Keystone. This picture that you see me today hasn't always looked this way, but like any good picture, most times the best ones are developed in the dark. Frame 1. Sitting on the last step of that porch, the last spot I sat with him. Now, replaced with only question after question. Between my feet sits an open box, filled with memories that will shape my childhood. Picking up that letter and flipping through those pages, reading the last words of my father I left behind, staring at the picture that he left me, seeing myself in him, thinking, would I fade just like him? That day, I didn't just lose my father, but I lose the confidence to be me. I was left stained, my personality blurred, empty. Walking around with no depth, anxiety began to frame to who I was. A deep depression allowed me boxing my interests, but slowly, I was fading to a negative place. Frame 2. A light will begin to come into my picture, and that light will come as a form of the Boys and Girls Club on Napa Valley. I've been attending this club for 11 years now, and over that time, they developed me to who I am. The club was the first place I had an opportunity to play soccer. I would eventually go on to become one of the best players at my age, and even playing overseas. But with even all my success, nothing, I repeat, nothing ever matches the feeling of playing in the club gym. Those years taught me the importance of teamwork and how each role is very crucial and how each role requires a unique set of skills that is valuable. That lesson will act as a reminder upon me. As I found myself, I was still missing something.
but that there was more of myself to be found. Frame 3. While others close to me turned to gangs and drugs, I found what I was missing at the club. I finally found a staff who celebrated me for being unique and took time to understand my interests. Staff that spoke life into me and made me feel comfortable, even in my lowest moments. My favorite staff once said, just think of yourself as a photo. Right now, you're in the dark. But once you are developed in the light, the picture of who you are will become clear. You are unique, but it's about time that you start shining in your own light. At the club, I found activities and opportunities that filled my needs, sparked my passions, and even motivated me out of my comfort zone. Field trips like zip lining to the Rosa Art Museum of Contemporary Arts, and my favorite, the behind the scenes tour of Pandora Studios, is where I found a vision of what my future can look like. But now, I finally found an environment in a community of my peers who got rid of my negativity just by simply being themselves. They show me the unique impact I can have on others. And finally, frame 4. I have followed in their footsteps and became a leader at the club, participating as vice president of Keystone. During COVID-19, I created an online/virtual scavenger hunt that brought everybody together into one picture, even when the world was out of frame. But I am who I am because of the club. They have found me in the dark, developed to who I was, developed me into a greater person, and revealed the positive picture that you see me today. I want the youth to know that there is no one-size-fits-all frame of success. And all that matters in the end is that you surround yourself with the right community, keep a positive outlook, and take as many opportunities as possible. No matter how dark your picture looks now, you can still have a bright future. I call the next generation to come out from the dark, shining your own light so that you can develop, so that you too can leave a positive imprint on this world. I'd like to thank you, Judge, for listening to me.
All right, thank you, Jahir. Next up, let's welcome to the stage Duretti Rojas, as she has a talk tonight entitled Finding Rhythm. Duretti Rojas.
Hello again. Six years old, sitting on the floor. My mom running around the house, screaming for help, as if she had lost me. I felt useless. I remember thinking to myself, what did my father do in this moment? Little did I know, he was the reason my mom was running around. My father was deported, and I had a feeling I would never see him again. This is where my story took a turn. My balance was lost, but it hit the place I now call home, the Boys and Girls Club in Napa Valley, where I found my rhythm. My first day at the club, I found myself in a familiar position. I was sitting on the floor with chaos all around me. This time, I was in the game room, and the chaos was the memory of the kids having fun. I always remember those days, playing bumper pool, the tech lab, and even getting help during power hour, a non greater than dance club. The club is where I found my passion for dance and where I would live on my dream of dancing on stage. Again, I found myself on the floor. This time, sharing my movements with my dance mates in a room full of supporters. As I danced, I felt the weight lift off me. I had to find my peace in the midst of my obstacles. At home, I was the older sister, the older cousin, the one with the most responsibilities. At school, I was struggling, falling behind, never learning how to read or write. Emotionally, it was weighing on me, and I was trying to carry it all on my own. The pressure would literally hit its breaking point. A ligament in my knee would tear, and I was told I would never be able to dance the same again. I was dancing to my favorite song, and then, all of a sudden, the music cut off. I was left on the floor, off beat, all by myself, weighted down, and waiting to give up on life altogether. Soon after, I would come and find out why they call it club a positive place. This is where I found my favorite staff, Cheza, who embodied the club's mission. No matter how I was acting, how I was feeling, I knew every day as I arrived to the club, she would show up with a smile and encouragement. She wouldn't let my coaches stop me and challenge me to reach my full potential. In 1 year, with her support, I went from all F's to now all A's and B's, as well as representing my club as this year's Keystone president. I like to say the club is like a dance team, and the Teen Center has become my new stage. Many unique individuals and movements. Alone, we are good. When we come together, we create something bigger than one could on their own. Each play a role, none more important than another. Some lead, some follow. We depend on one another to lift each other up. As one falls, another steps up. Many walk around without a community, needing a low emotional health. We should create a space that allows all people opportunities to find their rhythm and lead them dancing in life. It's important to me that we come together, carry the weight, lift the pressure, and challenge one another to reach their own highest potential. At the club, I'm a leader. I'm a problem solver, someone who's making an impact. They say I would never be able to dance again, and here I am, leading a free weekly dance class for the members of my club, making my high school cheer team, and leading virtual team challenges during a pandemic. I want all youth to know, sometimes you'll find yourself off beat. You'll miss a step. But just because one song ends, doesn't mean you can't find your rhythm again. The entire weight of the world was on my shoulders. I was imbalanced with my footing, crumbling under the pressure. Now, because of the club, I'm no longer carrying the weight on my own. The pressure has been lifted, and I'm reaching my full potential. My name is Dorady Rojas, and the Boys and Girls Club is where I find my rhythm. Thank you.
Great job.
Well done.
Yikes.
All right, all right. We have our last nominee tonight who will share his story. Let's welcome Rudolph Berrigan for his talk titled Lost, Now Found.
Hello. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. I would like to present my speech, Lost, Now Found. The fact that I'm up here today to speak to a room full of people that want to hear what I have to say, it's incredible. Because I was known for running away, wandering with no direction, and left othered by my environment. I found myself more comfortable outside wandering than I did in my own house, more comfortable wandering than I did in my own school, even more comfortable talking to strangers than to my own peers. And it seemed like no one really cared. But through all that, I found a place I can always go to, a place I can call home, the Boys and Girls Club of the Napa Valley. We have been attending the club for 10 years now. And in that time, I've experienced things in ways I never had before. At the club, I'm not someone who just overlooked or just passed on. I'm someone that takes special interest in, someone whose small details they recognize, and someone that always asks that one extra question. That extra is what I needed. Well, simple questions like Tessa asking me how my day was, and Greg asking me what I was drawing, and even Josh always asking me to participate. Those extra questions are the ones that I needed to find direction. But unfortunately, my generation faces a problem called groupthink, a mindset that leaves those who think differently othered. And for much of my life, I felt just like that. The club has acted as my solution, providing me opportunities to explore, find, and do the things I love. The club was a place to put a camera in my hand for the first time, a place that taught me how to cook, and a place that allowed me to truly express myself, and the place that gave me the connection I was always waiting for. The club showed me a more friendly, caring, kind, complex person within myself and others. They showed me what a life worth living was like. They taught me how to respect myself and others, how to properly socialize, and not to wait, but to pursue the things I want out in life. Over the last 4 years, my peers and staff at the Teen Center have contributed to most of my transformation. Because the Teen Center replicates the energy we all should have: fun, curious, loud, social, and productive. That energy inspired a day I will never forget. Begging my parents to drive from Los Angeles to the club, an 8-hour road trip, for a small chance to make it to my club art showcase. Not only did I make it back that day and present my project, but I opened the doors to the De Rosa. I was met with an applause and an excitement that changed my life forever. I went from the kid no one wanted to be around to Rudolph, the young man people want to hear from. Now, as a leader, I've been able to make a real impact by creating projects that solve problems in my community. Teen night every Friday night for the last 4 years. Cooking and organizing activities for my peers, just for all of us to have an opportunity to come together. An annual college road trip where for the first time, me and my peers traveled. And we started to believe how much of an impact we can have on this world. And finally, an illustrated children's book where I use my club experience to help inspire positive actions for the next generation of club kids. I use these projects as a destination that will help youth like me, a destination that will give youth like me an opportunity to find direction. I call the next generation to seek special interest in the people around you, and to put yourself in an environment, find yourself. Like the Boys and Girls Club showed me, you should not wander around waiting for things to happen. If you want something out in life, pursue it. But I used to think there wasn't much out there for me. I used to think everything in life will come and find me. But now, because of the Boys and Girls Club, I'm someone who seeks the things they want out in life, and someone who makes things happen. I was someone who people othered. Now, I am someone who people celebrate. I am Rudolph Barragan, the chef, the artist, the traveler, the leader. I was lost and wandering, but now, because of the Boys and Girls Club, I am found. Thank you.
Good job. Thank you.
Well done.
Good job.
Thank you so much.
Pardon me. Awesome job, finalists. Thank you for sharing your journeys with all of us tonight. I think all the judges can agree that these young people have so much depth, life, and wisdom already with them. So that was a real pleasure to see all those. We are now at a moment where we're going to begin our intermission. Our intermission is two-parted. The first part is all the judges are going to exit the webinar and deliberate in another Zoom meeting, where we will have the very unpopular and very, very difficult job to select tonight's Youth of the Year. For those joining us from home, Greg is going to host the second part of the intermission. He's going to showcase some videos that highlight our club's accomplishments, as well as participate in an audience Q&A with the 3 finalists.
Thanks so much, Jaime. Good luck, judges. That's a really difficult choice ahead of you. Okay, so our first teen that we're going to bring up for Q&A is going to be Jair. Jair, are you available? Can you come join us up at the podium? There
Yes,
you are.
I am.
Okay, so can I facilitate any questions for anyone for Jair? And while we wait, I'll come up with one of my own. Jair, favorite candy? What is that?
My favorite candy?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's a big choice, I know.
You got the Nerds, you got the Fun Dip.
Oh man, you're killing it. Those are my two favorites right off the bat.
That's what's up. You know the real candy, you know. Let's see. So what flavor are we talking for, like blueberry or just strawberry?
Oh man, I've always been for the strawberry Nerds. Those ones are right up there.
For that, I'm gonna go with Nerds then.
Okay, all right. Let's see. Here's a great question in from Amanda. Okay, so Jair, if you could give a gift of thanks to the club, what would it be to leave for the next generation?
A gift. Let's see. A really big check of $1 million, because there's so much usage you could do out of that.
All right. Well, if you had $1 million to spend at the club, we'll do a quick follow-up. Where would you want that money to go and how?
There is a lot, and I think there's a lot we can do with that money within the club. I think it's just really split it up within the kids, between ages, like one for the teen centers, one for the middle schoolers, the kids, because it's a very diverse, there's very diverse kids, even like me. Like, I want my music, I want my video games, I want my soccer, I want my breakdance floor, at least. Like, every kid needs something that you can't really find on the list. So really, with money that has multiple uses, each center for kids in each group deserves that money so they can have at least opportunities and maybe learn something new.
Totally. Well, thanks for joining us up here. Let's go ahead and get Duretti up.
It's been a pleasure though, so thank you.
Yeah, see you in a bit. You've shared beautifully about your expression through dance. What do you want younger members to know about expressing themselves?
When expressing themselves, I feel like they can do whatever they really feel like they're passionate about. So if they're passionate about, like my favorite year, if he's passionate about soccer, go right ahead, do soccer. If you're passionate about cooking, like Rudolph, go right ahead, go cook. And like me, I want to help them at least see, oh, maybe dancing is another way I express. Maybe they try it, not really my style. So they go and try something new. And I just want to be there, open for them, just so they can try it. And then if they don't like it, then they can, obviously, there's no penalty for leaving. It's just to try to see if, okay, maybe by dancing, I can let some of my emotions go. I can dance to something happy because I'm happy, or I can dance to something sad because I'm upset, or I can dance to something raging because you're just so upset.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Okay, so why do you think that you were nominated for Youth of the Year? What do you think brought you to the stage?
Okay, so that question really stumbles me a little bit, but I feel like because I have done so much, I've always noticed this about myself when I was younger, that I don't like just sitting there. I want to do something more. So even in elementary school, I would ask like Michael or formerly like Crystal if they needed help with anything, like, oh, do you need help picking up this? Or, oh, I can help you set up this. And little things like that just kind of made me more happier and more like, oh, I'm doing something fun. And that just, to me, it wasn't like, oh, let's go play Thumper Pool, even though I really love that game. It was more like, oh, I'm gonna go help set up Thumper Pool because that's what's fun. So things like that. And then obviously now that I'm in high school and when I was in middle school, I started doing more things like going out on field trips to volunteer at certain places. That's when I noticed, this is something I'm really passionate about. I'm really passionate about going out and volunteering and helping others. Even if it's just picking up trash, I feel so much more accomplished. And that also made it with when I won the Heart and Apple Award, I was more filled with, this is really what I want to do with my life. Like, this is something important to me.
We're gonna say goodbye to you right now, Duretti, because I want to make sure we have some time for Rudolph as well.
Yes.
But thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is Duretti still there?
Yes.
I was going to say congratulations on receiving Volunteer of the Year for CVNL through CVNL.
Thank you.
It's an organization that some of the nonprofits I've been involved with.
Yeah.
It's used to be one of my favorite events of the year when we could have it.
Yeah, it's really fun. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Excellent. Okay, let's bring up Rudolph, please.
Hello again.
Hey there, Rudolph. How are you?
Good. I'm very, very good. I'm very proud of all of us.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. It was glad.
Okay. So quick questions for you, Rudolph. If you could make a rule that everyone on the planet had to follow, what would that rule be?
Oh, great question.
I think a big one will be, oh man, a rule that everyone will follow. I think we would never give the shorthand of the stick to anyone, which means like don't like push anyone down to get where you want to go, because any goal you want to achieve, it can be accomplished by not pushing anyone down or climb up a ladder that is at the hands of you and affecting people negatively. So I think that will be it. Just don't push anyone down or throw them under a bus to get what you want to do, or what you want to do. Just
treat people decently.
I mean, yeah, basically that's how I got here, basically, at the club. Like, I would have never been here if like everyone at the club treated me horribly, but the complete opposite happened. And I want to see that happen to other kids. And I just never want to feel like I'm being thrown under a bus or, pushed down or, any of that. And especially other kids too. So that's why I want everyone to follow if I could.
This came in from the chat box. What is your favorite thing to cook and why?
My favorite thing to cook? I think roasted chicken. I love that stuff. When mom goes out of town, when she gets to go out of town to like visit family and stuff, I'll just make a oven roasted chicken with all the sides and things. I go to Walmart, buy all the stuff and bring it home and just make my thing. It's very good. I think there's a lot of things I think about when it comes to food and things I really like to cook one day. Breads, pastries. There's so many things that you can do. But I think one of the most things I'm proud of is making an unroasted chicken so far. But there's so many other things that I would love to cook one day, and that's how I am.
Excellent. All right. Well, thanks for joining us for that, Rudy. Rudolph. Rudolph.
That's cool. It's interchangeable. Rudolph, Rudy. It happens, but it's okay if you want to call me Rudolph for Rudy. I'd like to know that. But yeah, thank you.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. And then Michael, if you could take us into the history of Boys and Girls Club video, I will touch base with Jaime about the judges and their final decision. And hopefully we have some exciting news when we come back.
I'm a native Napan. I've been here my whole life. I'm 74 now. And I believe I was the very first member of the Boys Club. It wasn't Boys and Girls back then, but the Boys Club in 1958. I found in my scrapbook an old picture. The little chubby guy here is me. This was a friend of mine, Louis Zanardi. We were contacted to come to this kind of kickoff where they were trying to raise money to open the club in 1958. So we played our accordions, and they brought a box of t-shirts. When they gave them to us, they said, "You're the first members of the Boys Club." I took the first shirt right away and put it on right away, because I felt by doing so, that made me the very first member of the Napa Boys Club. It was like history making in my mind. Everybody used to say there's nothing to do in Napa. They probably say that to this day. And what appealed to me greatly was it was a place to gather and a place not to be lonely. For some reason, even as a boy, it bothered me to see people alone. As I progressed in school and then became a lawyer and then finally a judge, that thought never left me. And the Boys Club and Girls Club now is a place still to gather, is a place to do your homework, is a place to be together and meet friends. I know that through my cycle. I had at least two of my grandchildren go to the Boys Club after school. And I would routinely pick them up, and it was really neat to see them there either making friends, talking with friends, or doing their homework.
My name's Todd Walker. I'm the president of the board for Napa Valley Boys and Girls Club. We started in a very small clubhouse on First Street back in 1958. And the community got together and they fundraised and got that building all up and ready to go. In 1996, when we built this building here on Pueblo, the community really supported contractors and painting contractors, and everybody saw the need and banded together and helped us get this project done. The Napa Boys and Girls Club merged with the American Canyon Boys and Girls Club and became the Boys and Girls Club of Napa Valley. In 2014, we realized that our old dilapidated triple wide trailer down there just really wasn't serving the needs of the kids. So we started a capital campaign and moved into that building in 2018. I think that the club serves a lot of purposes for the community. One, as an employer in this community, it's really important that we have a good, safe place for our employees to send their kids. It enables the families of our employees to have a place to put these kids and save a considerable amount of money. When you have to pay a lot more for rent or for a house, and you have a very cheap alternative, a place for your kids to go, that's a big win. And I think it's really important that we also understand that we're not babysitters here. We're teaching these kids life values. We're teaching them, we're helping them with their homework. I'm extremely proud that we were able to put together programs so that our essential workers could get back to work, and we have a place for these kids to go, and we don't charge them anymore. I'm extremely proud that we're able to put together safe programs. I'm extremely proud that we could keep our prices low. I'm extremely proud that 95% of our donations go straight to kids and kids programs and keeping those programs relevant. We really do make a difference.
Hi, my name is Greg Buyers. I'm Executive Director for the Boys and Girls Clubs of Napa Valley. The mission of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Napa Valley is to inspire and enable all young people, especially those who need us most, to reach their full potential as productive, caring, responsible citizens. But that mission is as dynamic as the community we serve. When the earthquake hit Napa and American Canyon, that mission meant we opened to every child free of charge so that parents could figure out their next steps. When the wildfires came, that mission drove us to provide a safe space for kids, regardless of their situation, by securing air purifiers, opening for extended hours, and providing meal service at no cost. When the pandemic struck, our mission resulted in the creation of a complete distance learning support system so that kids could safely learn and grow, but more importantly, reclaim a sense of normalcy. In the wake of every crisis, the club continues to be a place of stability, consistency, and hope. Because those who need us most deserve our best. We don't do it because it's easy. We do it because we care. We do it because we believe in the urgency of joy. We do it because we believe in the strength of connection. We do it because the families we help today shape tomorrow. We're here. How can we help? All right, I'm gonna take myself off mute here.
Great.
Oh, thank you, Elaine. we worked pretty hard on that. We're really happy with how it came out.
That's a beautiful, you know, from 1958 to now. Gosh.
Yeah, it's incredible. You know, we had this box filled with old news clippings from the last, 60 years, and to be able to see all of it framed in that format has just really demonstrated the longevity of what we do. You know, right here to Youth of the Year, that's relevant, because these are kids who start with us as kindergartners and then they leave us as seniors, and we hope we're doing a great job along the way.
I know we're on a time schedule, but when did it go from Boys Club to Boys and Girls Club? Do you know?
All right, so here's the story behind that. It was initially the Boys Club, and the reason it didn't automatically become the Boys and Girls Club in the early 1900s, the Boys and Girls Club has been around since 1890, thereabout, was because there was another organization that had written that name. And it wasn't until the mid-80s, mid-90s that the Boys and Girls Clubs of America was able to buy that copyright out from under the other agency. And so that's when they officially started changing their name. Girls started showing up in the clubs, some as early as the 50s, 60s. I believe we became the Boys and Girls Clubs of Napa Valley in the mid-90s. Yeah, no problem. Okay, so we're on to the final leg of the Youth of the Year. Thank you so much for sticking with us this long. And of course, to our judges for making such a difficult decision. I'm sure that was really hard, hearing some of the words that these guys had to share. So with that, every kid is going to be getting a scholarship tonight. Every teen, I'm sorry, I keep doing that. Every teen is going to get a scholarship tonight, and then also an award. So Josh, if we could please have them up in the order in which they appeared, that would be great. We'll start with Jadir, and he can claim his plaque. All right, that's awesome. Jadir, can you show it up to the camera so we can see it? It's got your name and everything on there. That's great, man.
Yep.
All right.
Want me to zoom it in?
Congratulations, man.
Congratulations.
Nice job. Well done. Well done.
All right. And then we'll move on to Duretti. All right. Well done, kiddo. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. And then we'll move on to Rudolph.
Oh, thank you so much. Wow, this is incredible. Incredible. I'll just be on my wall forever.
Awesome.
Wow.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Best of luck, Rudolph.
Okay, so every one of our participants tonight gets a check for $500 as a part of their scholarship. The winning amount, and Jaime, could you please clarify that for me? What is the grand total for the winner tonight?
$1,500.
$1,500. And so that they can use for school. Yeah, we encourage them to stay in contact with us as they move beyond the scope of high school and the Boys and Girls Club. So with that said, it looks like the scores were really incredibly close. So I'm very happy to be able to announce our Youth of the Year, who will be representing our agency at the next level is not the county, but the Northern California level, as Duretti. Well done, Duretti. Congratulations, our Youth of the Year for 2021.
Congratulations.
Duretti, we can hear you celebrating over there.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Way to go. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Well, I don't know what to say, but I would like to thank obviously all the staff in the club and obviously the judges for, I know all of my peers and my fellow candidates could have won, and I'm happy to be able to share this journey with them and continue with this legacy. And I want to thank the club for even giving me the opportunity and opening the doors for me, and then my family for driving me here every day and supporting me through my journey here.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Bravo.
Great job.
Way to go. Woo.
Good start for Stanford.
Yes, thank you.
Make it happen.
Yes, I will, obviously.
Well, thank you very much, Dreddy. Thank you all for joining us. And before we leave, I just want to make sure we communicate to all three candidates. You all did an incredible job. You all could have been an incredibly valuable Youth of the Year. It's really unfortunate that we have to select just one, because all three of you would be incredibly great at representing this agency at the next stage. Well done on all counts. And thank you so much to Jaime and the staff for putting together such a wonderful event this evening. This was a really great job, guys.
It was beautifully done. Really well done.
All right, with
Great
that,
stuff, Greg.
thank you very much. And we'll see you at the digital release tomorrow. We'll be putting all this together in a video and releasing it on Facebook and social media. So
fantastic.
Very cool.
Great.
All right. Thank you. Have a nice evening.
Thank you. You as
Thank
well.
you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Bye, Josh.